Centone number 5. Wow, he's here. Philip. We have an intro. Folks, help me in congratulating Professor Estes, who received an honorary doctorate from the University of Northern Iowa this morning.
I drove 80 miles an hour. No petroleum, but I made it.
Terrific.
No, it was before when Ensemble Sons here. It was at Grinnell College.
Okay. Remember the cut at 40. Guys, don't get distracted by the video. I'm seeing some of you start to look up there. Don't do that while we're playing. tone number 4. Number 4. Keep it on the brighter side. Breathe. Pomp and circumstance.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Iowa State University is pleased and honored to welcome the family and friends of our graduates to Iowa State's commencement ceremony for fall 2015. Today's commencement ceremony recognizes the newest graduates in Iowa State University's proud 157-year history of academic achievement, excellence, and service. The graduates will process as members of the delegations of the respective colleges, led by their college dean, a student marshal presenting the college banner, and his or her faculty escort. Members of the assembly may remain seated during the procession of the candidates. It is our privilege to present to you the candidates for graduation from the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. It is our privilege to present to you the candidates for graduation from the College of Business. It is our privilege to present to you the candidates for graduation from the College of Design. Candidates for graduation from the College of Engineering. It is our privilege to present to you the candidates for graduation from the College of Human Sciences. It is our privilege to present to you the candidates for graduation from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. The graduate college procession begins with the candidates for the master's degree, followed by the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree. It is our privilege to present to you the candidates for graduation from the graduate college. official beginning of our commencement, the University Mace, carried by lead faculty marshal, University Professor Dr. Larry Evers, precedes the President. We ask that the candidates for graduation and the members of the Assembly please rise for the procession of members of the Iowa State University academic community, led by President Stephen Leaf. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of colors by the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps Color Guard. Iowa State University is very pleased to introduce internationally acclaimed vocalist and F. Wendell Miller Distinguished Artist in Residence, Dr. Simon Estes, as the Fall 2015 Commencement vocalist. Dr. Estes will now sing our national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Graduates, family, and friends, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Stephen Leith, President of Iowa State University.
Hello, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to Iowa State University's 2015 Fall Commencement Ceremony. Commencement is the most important and significant ceremony that a university holds. For our graduates, it represents the culmination of years of hard work and the beginning of an all-new and exciting journey. For the family and friends of our graduates, it's a time to share in the success that their graduate has achieved and to be recognized as well for the wonderful support they have provided through the years. And for Iowa State University, it represents the successful completion of our most important responsibility to society, to educate the next generation of scholars and leaders. We take great pride in that accomplishment and in the achievement of our newest graduates of this very significant educational milestone. And now I'd like to introduce the members of the platform party. Ask that they please stand and remain standing until all the introductions have been made. Dame Deanne Julius, honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker. Mr. Eugene Sukup, honorary degree recipient. Dr. Jonathan Wickert, senior vice president and provost. Dr. Thomas Hill, senior vice president for student affairs. Dr. Kathann Kress, vice president for extension and outreach. Dr. Sarah Nusser, vice president for research. Dr. Michael Crum, vice president for economic development and business engagement. Dr. Reginald Stewart, vice president for diversity and inclusion. Dr. Dawn Bratch Prince, associate provost for faculty. Dr. Martino Harmon, associate vice president for student affairs. Dr. Simon Estes, F. Wendell Miller, distinguished artist in residence and commencement vocalist. Dr. Jeffrey Johnson, Laura and Russ Talbot Endowed President and CEO of the Iowa State University Alumni Association. Dr. David Holger, Associate Provost for Academic Programs and Dean of the Graduate College. Dr. Wendy Winterstein, Endowed Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Professor of Entomology, and Director of the Iowa Agriculture and Home Economics Experiment Station. Dr. Pamela White, Endowed Dean of the College of Human Sciences and University Professor of Food Science and Human Nutrition. Mr. Luis Rigo Gutierrez, Dean of the College of Design and Professor of Architecture. Dr. Beata Schmidtman, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Professor of Physics and Astronomy. Dr. Sarah Ayala, Dean of the College of Engineering, and James and Catherine Melsa, Professor of Engineering. Mr. David Spalding, David and Ellen Raisbeck, Endowed Dean of the College of Business and Professor of Finance. Dr. Lisa Nolan, Stephen G. Julesgaard, Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Professor of Veterinary Microbiology and Preventative Medicine. Dr. Pamela Anthony, Dean of Students. Dr. Mary Elizabeth McNeil, Dean of the Library. Dr. Robert Wallace, Associate Professor of Ecology, Evolution, and Organismal Biology, and President of the Faculty Senate. Ms. Laura Doring, University Registrar. The faculty marshals for today's commencement ceremony, and the distinguished faculty representing Iowa State's academic departments. Please join me in recognizing them.
Dr. Jonathan Wickert, Senior Vice President and Provost of the University, will now begin the honorary degree presentation.
Iowa State University is privileged today to bestow 2 honorary degrees at this ceremony. They are going to be the 139th and 140th such degrees in the university's history, and they are meant to acknowledge extraordinary achievements and contributions to our society. I would now like to invite Dr. Robert Wallace, President of the Faculty Senate, to introduce our distinguished recipients.
Thank you, Provost Wickert. Will Mr. Eugene G. Sukup please stand? President Leith, on behalf of the faculty of Iowa State University, the Faculty Senate has recommended, and the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, has approved awarding the honorary degree, Doctor of Science, to Eugene G. Sukup. Mr. Sukup is a founder of the Sukup Manufacturing Company, the largest family-owned, full-time, full-line grain drying and storage equipment manufacturer. As an entrepreneur and civic-minded philanthropist, he has made many groundbreaking contributions to state, national, and global agriculture. Mr. Sukup and his wife, Mary, established Sukup Manufacturing Company in 1963 with its first product, the Stirway Stirring Auger, which allowed farmers to rapidly dry a deep bed of wet grain, corn, to enable storage without spoilage, resulting in increased productivity and profitability. Their two sons, Charles and Steve, joined the company after graduating from Iowa State University. Charles holds a master's degree in agricultural engineering, and Steve holds a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering. Today, the Sukup Manufacturing Company product line includes on-farm and commercial grain bins, portable and tower dryers, a full line of accessories to properly dry and store grain, a line of material handling equipment, as well as a complete line of farm and commercial steel buildings. Over the past 50 years, Mr. Sukup and his company have amassed more than 80 U.S. patents, and Mr. Sukup's technical ingenuity has evolved from solving basic food grain production problems to helping feed and house people around the globe. One of the company's newest innovations, the Sukup Safe Tea Home, is an ingenious application of the Sukup grain bin technology adapted to sustain hurricane-force winds. The homes have been shipped across the globe to countries including Haiti, the Philippines, and Kenya. Sukup Manufacturing Company, headquartered in Sheffield, Iowa, covers 1 million square feet of office, manufacturing, and warehouse space, and employs more than 550 people, making it one of the largest employers in north-central Iowa. In addition, the company has distribution centers in 6 states and boasts sales in every state and in more than 80 countries. Over the years, Mr. Sukup has earned a number of accolades for his work. In 2006, he was inducted into the Iowa Inventors Hall of Fame. The following year, he received the Outstanding Innovation Award by the American Society of Agricultural and Biological Engineers. In 2011, he received the Iowa State University Honorary Alumni Award and was inducted into the Iowa Business Hall of Fame. In 2014, Mr. Sukup was voted to become a member of Tau Beta Pi as an eminent engineer, and he was named a 2015 Legend in Manufacturing by Elevate Advanced Manufacturing, a program of the Iowa Association of Business and Industry.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, as President of Iowa State University, gives me great pleasure to bestow upon you, Mr. Eugene Sukup, the honorary degree Doctor of Science, with all attendant rights, privileges, and obligations. I commend you, Mr. Sukup, on your tremendous achievements in advancing agriculture and your commitment to service. Please join me one more time in congratulating Mr. Sukup on his honorary degree.
Will Dame Deanne Julius please stand? President Leith, on behalf of the faculty of Iowa State University, the Faculty Senate has recommended, and the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, has approved awarding the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters to Dame Deanne Julius. Dame Deanne is a distinguished and international economist who has made many outstanding contributions to economics, business, international relations, government, policymaking, and academia. She currently serves as chair of the Governing Council of the University College of London, one of the top academic institutions of the world, and she is vice president of the UK Society of Business Economists. Dame Deanne began her career as an economic analyst for the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency before becoming a project economist with the World Bank in Washington, D.C. in 1975. Over the next 7 years, she worked in Asia and East Africa, conducting rigorous analyses of the economic feasibility of proposed investment projects, and became one of the bank's senior experts in pricing and tariff structures for electricity, petroleum, and natural gas distribution. From 1986 to 1989, Dame Deanne served as director of the International Economics Program at the Royal Institute of International Affairs, which is now known as Chatham House. She returned in 2003 to serve as chairman for 9 years, and she currently serves on the Chatham House panel of senior advisors. In 1997, Dame Deanne became a founder member of the Monetary Policy Committee for the Bank of England, the 9-person body that sets UK interest rates. She was later named by Queen Elizabeth II to Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire for her prominence in national civilian service. In 2013, she was elevated by the Queen to Dame Commander of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, an honor reserved for prolonged, significant, and inspirational national service to the Commonwealth. In addition to her service in the public sector, Dame Deanne was chief economist at British Airways plc and Royal Dutch Shell. She also became a non-executive director on the boards of major global companies, including British Petroleum, Roche, Deloitte LLP, Lloyd's, and Jones Lang LaSalle. An Iowa native, Dame Deanne holds dual citizenship in the United States and the United Kingdom. She earned a Bachelor of Science with distinction in economics from Iowa State University and completed her Master of Arts and PhD degrees in economics from the University of California at Davis. She has written 5 books and numerous papers on subjects ranging from foreign direct investment to strategic planning and corporate governance.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, as president of Iowa State University, gives me great pleasure to bestow upon you, Dame Deanne Julius, the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters, with all attendant rights, privileges, and obligations. We congratulate Dame Deanne Julius on her honorary degree.
Dame Deanne will now deliver the commencement address.
Well, thank you very much, President Leith, for that generous introduction, and thank you all for the award of this honor. I am very pleased to be here and greatly honored to receive this doctorate and also to give the commencement address. I have to confess to feeling somewhat nostalgic being back here in Ames, thinking back to when I was a student here in my undergraduate days. Of course, Iowa State was much smaller in those days. I think roughly half the size that it is now in terms of number of students. But the central campus looked very much the same. And I was noticing that December weather is just as cold now as it was then. In fact, it was one day when I was walking across Central Campus in the middle of a snowstorm to get to an 8 a.m. physics lab when I decided to drop physics and focus on economics. I think that was probably the right decision, but for the wrong reason. I was never much good at physics anyway. In those days, we had our graduations in the Armory. In fact, I don't know if the Armory still stands or exists, but it was another cold and drafty place. Being here today in this splendid Coliseum is certainly a great affirmation of just how much Iowa State has achieved and grown in stature in recent years. But I'm certainly proud to be an alum, and I'm delighted to be back today to speak to all of you. Today is an important day for all of us. For the graduates in the audience, this is a day of celebration of all that you have achieved. I know that you've worked hard to get to this point, and you're a credit to yourselves, to your families, and of course to Iowa State. For the faculty, some of which are here with me on the stage, today marks the successful transfer of knowledge and the launch of a new generation of Iowa State graduates into your chosen careers. And for all the parents and supporters here today, it's a key milestone in the long transition from childhood to adulthood, from dependency to independence. And I suspect you're probably feeling a mixture of pride and relief. Pride at your graduates' success, relief perhaps that they did indeed graduate, and great relief that all those tuition fees have finally come to an end. At least that's how I felt when my children graduated. But as President Leith said, today doesn't mark just the end of your undergraduate or postgraduate studies. It also marks the beginning of something that's actually much more important, and that is the start of your long-term contributions to society. I fully expect that many of you will become leaders of the future. Some of you will become high-profile and distinguished in your respective fields of endeavor. Others will probably work behind the scenes to change the world for the better. And Iowa State has provided you with the tools to do so. Your contribution to society will take many forms. Some of you will continue in academia to teach and do research. Others will build on some of the traditional strengths of Iowa in farming or agribusiness. Some will join government or nonprofit organizations where you'll develop policy or provide services to others. I'm sure, at least I hope, there are some budding entrepreneurs in this audience, perhaps following in the footsteps of my distinguished colleague, the honorary doctorate. And I can safely predict that many of you will build your career in the professional and commercial worlds, simply because that is where the bulk of graduate jobs are these days. But in thinking about this huge diversity of career paths, and also the variety of degrees that is represented in this audience today, I felt that was quite a challenge to me as your commencement speaker, because I know that part of my task is to try to impart to you some inspiring career advice that will help you chart your future path. But of course, I can only draw on my own experience, which is obviously different from yours. I hope that at least some part of what I have to say and what I've learned will be relevant to at least some of you at some point in the future when you're making a career decision. And as you've heard from the description of where I've been since I left Iowa State, I do have one advantage in that perhaps I've worked in so many different places and different sectors myself that maybe the lessons are a little more generally applicable. My own career has been more like the erratic path of a butterfly than a steady climb up any corporate ladder. For the past decade, indeed, I've had what we now call a portfolio life, which means that I have simultaneous part-time positions in a number of organizations. And I can honestly say that I have enjoyed every one of the jobs that I've held, at least most of the time, and I've certainly learned new things in each of them. So what lessons do I draw from this erratic career path? Well, I have 3 lessons to offer you. First of all, don't worry if you don't have a career plan. Things probably wouldn't work out the way you planned anyway. That's not to say if you do have a plan that that's wrong, but if you do have a plan, don't let it prevent you from taking opportunities that are not on your plan. Life is unpredictable, and the best plan, I think, is to take decisions that widen your options rather than constrain them, because you really don't know what's around the corner. Try to find ways to apply your knowledge in a new way, to live in another country, to take a sideways move, even if it means a salary sacrifice, if that move opens new doors for you. And as the poet Robert Frost put it, somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I think that's a poem I first heard at Ames High School, but it has stuck with me ever since. And I guess to translate it into today's jargon, what it means is don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. By doing that, by stepping outside your comfort zone, you'll probably learn a few things that surprise you. In fact, you may change your mind about some of the basic beliefs that at the moment you hold. In my case, working in African countries for the World Bank and then living in England for much of my career, I learned that the world is deeply divided, deeply diverse, and that most issues are more complex than I had thought. Different cultures with different histories end up with different political systems that may be equally valid and in fact better suited to those countries than our own. And that's why it can be dangerous to generalize or to impose solutions from one's own culture. Let me illustrate this with a simple example. As an American, I used to think that the idea of having a hereditary king or queen as head of state was obviously wrong, indeed ridiculous in this modern world. And of course, I'm not talking here just about Kuwait or Saudi Arabia or Nepal, but actually Great Britain. Then in the course of my work at the Bank of England, I had the occasion, several times in fact, to meet the Queen. Well, I found myself greatly impressed. She spoke with clarity and with a keen perception of a wide range of issues, both current issues and historical issues. And I found myself thinking that if I were a prime minister or president of a country, she is just the sort of person that I would like to have advising me behind the scenes. And the British Prime Minister, perhaps as you know, he does have a weekly audience with the Queen, just the 2 of them. These date back to the time of Winston Churchill, when Queen Elizabeth II inherited the throne. And you can imagine the experience that she's had dealing with world leaders privately over that period of time and that she brings to that role. Well, the fact that the Queen is non-political in Britain means that her public role is very limited, and that probably is why she's so widely respected. As you probably know, politics in Britain is very lively and very confrontational, if you've watched Prime Minister's Question Time on television at least. But the Queen provides a unifying and a stabilizing influence and a presence that actually pervades the civic discourse more generally in Britain. Discussions are always more civil, partly because of the unifying force of the royal family. And I cannot help but notice the contrast when I listen to some of the very antagonistic news channels and candidates' debates here. Now, I hope you won't misunderstand me. I'm not suggesting that the United States should change its constitutional structure, much less have a king or a queen. In fact, I do remember enough of my American history to know why the Revolutionary War was fought. Rather, my example is meant to be a caution against assuming that the American way of doing things is always best. If you have the opportunity to live abroad or work abroad, I strongly encourage you to take it. Not only is it likely to be good for your career, but it will broaden your understanding of issues here at home. Well, my second piece of advice is to develop an expertise. For those of you who are receiving your postgraduate degrees today, you have already built a strong foundation in your chosen field. Mine was in economics, and that is the thread that runs through my career. And my advice really is to focus on what you're good at, to focus on the things that you're most interested in, the things that you enjoy most. Don't worry too much about your weaknesses. We all have them, and we certainly find they get more ingrained the older we get. But invest in developing your strengths. Try to get better and better at what you're good at. Once you've mastered the training and developed a bit of a track record in your chosen field, don't be shy about using it. Speak up in conferences. Ask for a promotion when you think you deserve one. Negotiate a higher salary if you are moving into a bigger job. I think for women especially, this doesn't always come naturally. There's a recent book which you may have read, and if not, I highly recommend it for men and women. It's by Sheryl Sandberg, the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook. It's called Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead. Some good practical advice. Perhaps I can give another personal example of this. Many years ago, I was headhunted for a corporate job while I had been working in an academic job at a rather low salary. And after the interviews, I received a letter offering me the job that I'd interviewed for. And I was pleased to see the salary they were offering was 20% higher than what I was making at the time. I thought I should probably do a bit of research before I wrote back and said I'd be delighted to take that job. I talked to some others doing similar jobs. I looked at some data on public sector versus private sector jobs, and I decided I would see if I could have a successful negotiation. I met with the HR director, the human resources director of the company, and I laid out to him what I thought were my achievements and my academic credentials. And I said I was very keen to take the job, but I was sorely disappointed in the salary on offer for such an important position. I didn't know what he would say to that. Well, he just nodded at me and he looked in his files. And I guess he was looking in his files to see what other salaries of other jobs in his organizations were. And somewhat to my surprise, he looked up and he agreed with me. He said, yes, I think you're right. And then he said, what did I think? He asked me what I thought would be an appropriate salary for this job. Well, unfortunately, I had not thought of that question. But I decided that this was a negotiation, so I should suggest something considerably higher so that we could meet halfway between and we'd all be happy. I plucked up my courage and I mentioned a figure which was 3 times the salary they had offered me, hoping that he would not show me the door immediately or fall off his chair. Instead, again to my great surprise, he simply agreed. And at that point, I nearly fell off my chair. So the message is, it pays to ask for what you want. Once you've developed your expertise, don't undersell yourself. Now, my final piece of advice, third and last, is to nurture your network, both your personal network and your professional network. I'm sure that you've made many new friends here during your time at Iowa State, and you've also established important links with your professors and your course colleagues. Once you're out of school and immersed in work, it's possibly living in another country, it's all too easy to neglect your friends and your family. But they need your support, and there will almost certainly be times when you will need their support. 2 of my closest friends date from our time here at ISU. Since then, our paths have diverged, but we've always remained in touch. And of course, that was even before the days of LinkedIn and Facebook. There's nothing more valuable than the support and the advice from a friend who's been with you through thick and thin. In terms of your professional network, it's helpful if you can try to work for people that you admire. You learn a lot from those people, and you never know when a chance encounter might turn into a golden opportunity. In my case, a briefing that I gave one morning to the British Airways board when I was chief economist there, it made an impression on one of the directors who was at the meeting. He happened to have a meeting that afternoon with the Chancellor of the Exchequer, that's the British equivalent of the Treasury Secretary. And during the course of their conversation, the Chancellor asked him if he knew of any economists from the business world who might serve on the Bank of England's first Monetary Policy Committee. Well, the next day I had a call from the Treasury, and that took my career in a completely new direction. Of course, these serendipitous events and decisions can work both ways. My first job after graduating, as I think you heard, was as, well, you didn't quite know that it was just an entry-level number cruncher at the CIA, but that's what it was. It was a civil service job that I took mostly actually as a ticket to get off to the big city in the bright city lights of Washington. I only stayed in that job for 18 months. It was actually a very boring job. But if you Google me today, or indeed if someone introduces me today, often one of the first things they mention is my time at the CIA. So the lesson from that really is that in this world of social media particularly, it's easier than ever to nurture your network, but it's harder than ever to escape your past. So be careful. And on that note, let me conclude. For those of you who are graduating today, you are joining an amazing network of Iowa State alumni. I'm told that Iowa State has graduates in every US state and of course in many foreign countries. Today, you become part of this talented and accomplished group of distinguished people. And I encourage you to avail yourself of the many opportunities that being part of this provides for you. As you make your way in this wider world, and especially as you become an important decision maker in your own fields, the values and the disciplines that you learned here at Iowa State become even more important. Things like being open to new ideas, having a healthy curiosity about other people and other cultures, thinking critically and carefully before making up your own mind about things. A healthy democracy needs these attributes in its citizens. So may I conclude by offering my warmest congratulations to all of the graduates for what you've achieved during your time here at Iowa State, and high hopes for all that you will achieve in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those very inspiring and thoughtful words, Dame Deanne. It is an honor to have you with us here today. We thank you for your tremendous service to this nation and the rest of the world. We're extremely proud to have you as a native Iowan and an Iowa State alumna. We'll now hear from commencement vocalist Simon Estes, and then from the student brass ensemble under the direction of Dr. Michael Galimo.
Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your
President Stephen Leith will now recognize students graduating with distinction and then confer degrees to the graduates.
At this time, I call upon Provost Wickert for recognizing students graduating with distinction and honors.
I would like to recognize at this time the graduate students who are receiving Teaching Excellence Awards and Research Excellence Awards. These students have achieved excellence in teaching and research in their graduate programs, and they are wearing cardinal and gold honor cords. Will these students please rise? Please be seated. On behalf of the faculty, I offer you my congratulations for the excellent contributions that you have made in your graduate programs. Now, I would like to recognize the undergraduate students who are graduating with distinction. In addition to the notation in the commencement program, this recognition will also appear on their official ISU transcript and diploma. Those graduating summa cum laude, or with highest distinction, have earned a grade point average of 3.90 or higher on a 4.0 scale, and they are wearing cardinal and gold honor cords. Will those students of highest distinction please rise? Please be seated. Students graduating magna cum laude, or with great distinction, have a grade point average of 3.70 to 3.89, and they are wearing gold honor cords. Will those students with great distinction please rise? Please be seated. And students graduating cum laude with distinction have a grade point average of 3.50 to 3.69, and they are wearing the cardinal honor cords. Will those students with distinction please rise? Please be seated. Congratulations to everyone on behalf of the faculty of the university. Next, I would like to recognize students graduating from our University Honors Program. These undergraduate students have maintained a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.35. They have shown initiative in developing their own individualized programs of study, and they've also shown ingenuity in designing and completing an independent honors research project. These students are wearing medallions. Would you please rise? Congratulations.
Dr. Wickert, I now call upon you for the conferring of degrees.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of the graduate degrees. Please note that some of these degrees will be conferred in absentia. The Dean of the Graduate College will ask the candidates to stand and will then present them to the President. After the President formally awards the degrees, the graduates will be seated. And a faculty marshal will dismiss students to come to the stage to be recognized. We will begin by conferring the Doctor of Philosophy degrees, the highest degree that the university offers. During this hooding ceremony, the degree recipients will be escorted and hooded by their major professors, who have worked with these students throughout their study for the doctoral degree. The hoods will symbolically connect the graduate with a family of scholars throughout history and from all parts of the world, and with Iowa State University. The Dean of the Graduate College, Dr. David Holger, will present candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy from our graduate college.
The candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy will please rise. The Doctor of Philosophy is the university's highest academic degree, awarded only to those who have successfully completed an intensive and demanding course of study whose primary focus is on learning to conduct original research. The final stage of the program is the preparation and defense of a dissertation that describes the outcome of a major research project. To prepare for that project, the student must have gained expertise and skills in a particular discipline and must have thoroughly explored its existing knowledge base. Those who receive doctorates today have, therefore, demonstrated that they are truly experts in their field whose research has already contributed significantly to human knowledge. The hood they assume symbolizes their admission to the exclusive ranks of those who have earned the respect associated with the title Doctor of Philosophy. President Leith, these candidates have completed all required courses, have demonstrated their ability in research, and have passed all examinations. They are recommended by the graduate faculty and the Faculty Senate and are approved by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, for the degree Doctor of Philosophy.
In recognition of the satisfactory completion of your respective programs in the graduate college, by the authority delegated to me by the State of Iowa, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy with its accompanying rights, privileges, and obligations. The diploma now to be placed in your hands and the hood with which you will be invested shall ever be the testimony of your high academic rank.
PhD candidates, please be seated. Faculty marshals will dismiss you by row to approach the stage. Ahmad Abdul Rahim Al-Hassan, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. David J. White.
Lashmi Ruwani Adagala, major in ecology and evolutionary biology, presented by Dr. Lynn G. Clark.
Muhammad Arangzaib, major in crop production and physiology, presented by Dr. Andrew William Lenson.
Sakat Banerjee, major in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology, presented by Dr. Michael Cho.
Luke Allen Behaunek, major in education, presented by Dr. Ann M. Gansimer-Toff.
Marie M. Bockenstedt, major in veterinary pathology, presented by Dr. Douglas E. Jones.
Tracy Lynn Bruns, major in plant pathology, presented by Dr. Gary Philip Monkvold.
Angela Lynn Carter, major in sociology and sustainable agriculture, presented by Dr. David Scott Sweatgruber.
Juan Sebastian Casaya Suarez, major in human-computer interaction, presented by Dr. James H. Oliver.
Yingfei Chen, major in chemical engineering, presented by Dr. Peter J. Riley.
Isaac V. Christensen, major in sociology, presented by Dr. Robert Edward Mazur.
Jessica Diane Calpois, major in animal physiology, presented by Dr. Nicholas Gabler.
Abby Marie Copeman-Pettig, major in human development and family studies, presented by Dr. Christine Maynard.
Aradhana Das, major in inorganic chemistry, presented by Dr. Xavier D. Vela Bercara.
Gerald Neil de la Fuente, major in plant breeding, presented by Dr. Thomas Luberstedt.
Elena Nefedova Daj, major in education, presented by Dr. Soko Starobin.
Bin Dong, major in analytical chemistry, presented by Dr. Wenyu Wang.
Kirsten Charlotte Eberly, major in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology and immunology, presented by Dr. Randy E. Sakau.
David John Eisenman, major in materials science and engineering, presented by Dr. Scott Chumbley.
Christine Hutchison Emelin, major in nutritional science, presented by Dr. James Hollis.
Kimberly D. Everett, major in education, presented by Dr. Natasha N. Kroom.
Manik Danica Iwan, major in chemistry, presented by Dr. Xavier Vela Becerra.
Peter Gregory Eraldi, major in ecology and evolutionary biology, presented by Dr. Wendelin Sue Fairbanks.
Wei Ren Feng, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. Carol Ann Chappelle.
Shuren Fong, major in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology, presented by Dr. Marit Nielsen Hamilton.
Bryce Edward Floyd, major in plant biology, presented by Dr. Gustavo McIntosh.
Daniel James Giesman, major in computer engineering, presented by Dr. Thomas Earl Daniels.
Seth David Gilbert, major in education, presented by Dr. Larry H. Evers.
Carly Constance Good, major in education, presented by Dr. Ana Paula Correa.
Martin Anthony Gross, major in agricultural and biosystems engineering and food science and technology, presented by Dr. Xiyu Wen.
Marcy Rose Sweden Hahn, major in education, presented by Dr. Joanne Marshall.
Benjamin James Hale, major in organic chemistry, presented by Dr. Xavier Vela Becerra.
Richard Earl Hall II, major in hospitality management, presented by Dr. Robert Bozelman.
Wan He, major in electrical engineering, presented by Dr. Long Q.
Ebadola Onarvar Geitenbach, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. John Matthews Rouse.
Yaping Jing, major in computer science, presented by Dr. Andrew S. Miner.
Chuyon Kang, majors in food science and technology and biorenewable resources and technology, presented by Dr. Shiyu Wen.
Gar Yi Kao, major in nutritional sciences, presented by Dr. Matthew James Rowling.
Xin Li, major in plant breeding, presented by Dr. Jiangming Yu.
Yang Li, major in nuclear physics, presented by Dr. James P. Vari.
Xiao Liang, major in Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering, presented by Dr. Michelle Lynn Super.
Chenju Liao, major in Microbiology, presented by Dr. Laura Jarbo.
Mark Allen Licht, major in Crop Production and Physiology, presented by Dr. Andrew William Lenson.
Xiaoming Liu, major in Material Science and Engineering, presented by Dr. Xiaoli Tang.
Shuan Lu, major in Plant Biology, presented by Dr. Ruben J. Peters.
Liang Lo, major in Condensed Matter Physics, presented by Dr. Jigang Wang.
Wilmina Mary Margett, major in Statistics, presented by Dr. Max D. Morris.
Joseph de Jesus Martinez, major in Applied Mathematics, presented by Dr. Scott W. Hansen.
Kevin Wade McLean, major in Civil Engineering, presented by Dr. Douglas Drake Gransberg.
Chitvan Mittal, major in Biochemistry, presented by Dr. Michael Shogren Nak.
Kathy T.Y. Mao, major in Microbiology, presented by Dr. Lisa K. Noland.
Artinio Natalia Nafapun, major in Plant Biology, presented by Dr. Kan Wang.
Ka Lai Neve Nu Puga, major in Civil Engineering, presented by Dr. R. Christopher Williams.
Huan An Nguyen, major in Computer Engineering, presented by Dr. Tien Nut Nguyen.
Byron Alex Nicholson, major in Microbiology, presented by Dr. Lisa K. Nolan.
Nicole Lynn One-Year, major in Civil Engineering, presented by Shauna L. Harmark.
Jordan Michael Pace, major in Genetics, presented by Dr. Thomas Luberstedt.
Moon-Young Park, major in Applied Linguistics and Technology, presented by Dr. Carol Ann Chappelle.
Timothy Packard Phillips, major in Education, presented by Dr. Nancy J. Evans.
Kevin Charles Potter, major in Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology, presented by Dr. Ruben J. Peters.
Justin R. Reiners, major in Statistics, presented by Dr. Max D. Morris.
Jason R. Russell, major in Nutritional Science, presented by Dr. Stephanie L. Hansen.
Brendan James Russo, major in Civil Engineering, presented by Dr. Peter Tarmo Salavainen.
Zhongbai Xiao, major in Genetics, presented by Dr. Rabindra Narada Singh.
Robert Thomas Sheldon, major in Electrical Engineering, presented by Dr. Nicola Bowler.
Matthew Wayne Simpson, major in Statistics and Economics, presented by Dr. Jarad Niyami.
Kanishka Aman Singh, major in Electrical Engineering, presented by Dr. Ratnesh Kumar.
Sneha Aman Singh, major in Computer Engineering, presented by Dr. Sikantas Titharapura.
Stacy Lynn Solon, major in Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology, presented by Dr. Maura McGrail.
Joshua John Straubel, major in plant biology, presented by Dr. Eric Warren Wolbrecht.
Hongyan Sun, major in animal breeding and genetics, presented by Dr. Susan J. Lamont.
Ji Sung, major in education, presented by Dr. Linda Hagedorn.
Wei Xing Sun, major in materials science and engineering, presented by Dr. Nicola Bowler.
Zhuan Teng, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. Carol Ann Chappell.
Liang Tian, major in materials science and engineering, presented by Dr. Scott Chumley.
Sudan Shu Yezas, major in computer engineering, presented by Dr. Philip Harrison Jones.
Bo Wang, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Shauna L. Hallmark.
Virginia Sue Wagarin, major in education, presented by Dr. Linda Hagedorn.
Cho Ru Wu, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Pranav Shoratriya.
Anwen Yin, major in economics, presented by Dr. Gary Calhoun.
Jianhua Yu, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. R. Christopher Williams.
Jian Zhen, major in animal breeding and genetics, presented by Dr. Rohan L. Fernando.
Guang Yuan Chang, major in electrical engineering, presented by Dr. James D. McCauley.
Xiaoyu Zhang, major in plant pathology, presented by Dr. Mark L. Gleason.
Shui Fei Chao, major in agricultural and biosystems engineering, presented by Dr. Cho Yo Wen.
Siki Zhu, major in industrial engineering, presented by Dr. Matthew Charles Frank.
Dao Zhou, majors in genetic and bioinformatics and computational biology, presented by Dr. Thomas Allen Peterson.
My congratulations to all our doctoral graduates. We are proud of your educational accomplishments, doctors. Will the candidates for master's degrees please rise? The master's degree is awarded to those who have successfully completed an intensive course of study in a particular discipline. Reflecting the diversity of ways in which advanced knowledge and skills can be obtained, the university awards a variety of master's degrees with specific names and expectations. In many fields, a master's degree represents the highest academic achievement, and degree holders are accorded full recognition as practitioners of its art. The master's degree often involves research and the preparation of a thesis or creative component that demonstrates an ability to conduct original inquiry. All of those who receive their degrees today have demonstrated a dedication to learning and to enhancing their abilities to contribute to society. Their degrees demonstrate that they have truly mastered a complex and demanding body of knowledge. President Leith, these candidates have completed the requirements prescribed by their respective degree programs. They are recommended by the graduate faculty and faculty senate and are approved by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, for their master's degrees.
In recognition of the satisfactory completion of your respective programs in the graduate college, by the authority delegated to me by the State of Iowa, I confer upon you the master's degree with its accompanying rights, privileges, and obligations. The diploma now to be placed in your hands shall forever be the testimony of your academic achievement.
Dawei Lee, Master of Science in Hospitality Management.
Justin Ryan Morrison, Masters of Science in Plant Breeding.
Jia-Ying Lu, Master of Science in Information Systems.
Marcus Lee Steffen, Masters of Accounting in Accounting.
Akshit Pierre, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering.
Aaron Marie Kramer, Masters of Education in Education.
Bradley John Cruz, Master of Science in Industrial and Agricultural Technology.
Adam Michael Wade, Masters of Science in Education.
Raymond Albert Cruz, Master of Science in Horticulture.
Rebecca Sue Stokes, Masters of Science in Animal Science.
Kelly Jean Walters, Master of Science in Horticulture.
Jesse Marie Christensen, Masters of Science in Education.
Stephen Leonard Locke, Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Shashma Bala Mandanu, Masters of Science in Engineering Mechanics.
Linda Ray Schott, Master of Science in Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering.
Casey Alidance Gertz, Masters of Family and Consumer Sciences in Family and Consumer Sciences.
Megan Elizabeth Court, Master of Science in Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering.
Danielle May Kowski, Masters of Science in Veterinary Microbiology.
Camille Kelly Nelson, Master of Science in Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering.
Piyu Guan, Masters of Education in Education.
Shelley Ann Christensen, Master of Education in Education.
An Juan Lee, Masters of School of Mathematics in School Mathematics.
Kiana Alicia Levy, Master of Education in Education.
Abdulghani Ibrahim, Masters of Science in Industrial Engineering.
Abby Ray Belvin, Master of Family and Consumer Sciences in Family and Consumer Sciences.
Rosemary Bolyaba, Masters of Science in Crop Production and Physiology.
Pollyann Escobedo, Master of Science in Journalism and Mass Communication.
Naboth Wambal, Masters of Science in Sustainable Agriculture and Sociology.
Rachel Ann Hawks, Master of Engineering in Systems Engineering.
Andrew John Stammer, Masters of Science in Agronomy.
Sagarika Taranji Hurenskakara.
Pen Lee, Masters of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Bo Chen, Master of Fine Arts in Graphic Design.
Desmond Carlotas Boner, Masters of Science in Human-Computer Interaction.
Yin-Sin Cheng, Master of Fine Arts in Graphic Design.
Matthew J. Box, Masters of Science in Agricultural Education.
Deborah Nicole Trout, Master of Arts in Graphic Design.
Brian Anthony Richard, Masters of Engineering in Systems Engineering.
Fei Yang, Master of Fine Arts in Graphic Design.
Christopher Thomas Hari, Masters of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Konglin Chen, Master of Science in Civil Engineering.
J.C. Marie Dahl, Masters of Arts in Teaching in Science Education.
Marie Grace Josen Mercado, Master of Science in Civil Engineering.
Corey Joseph Erickson, Masters of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Yao Liu, Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Jeffrey Paul Bazer, Masters of Science in Human-Computer Interaction.
Shengyang Wang, Master of Science in Civil Engineering.
James Francis Cahill, Masters of Science in Genetics.
Jianyu Yang, Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Matthew Leemkuhler, Masters of Science in Journalism and Mass Communication.
Si Ruik Wo, Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Daniel Thomas Kavanaugh, Masters of Science in Material Science and Engineering.
Michael Allen Abrams, Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Kenneth Jean McCabe, Masters of Science in Horticulture.
Amrita Goswami, Master of Science in Civil Engineering.
Jack D. Polifka, Masters of Science in Computer Interaction.
Ryan Glenn McLeish, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Catherine Ann Buss, Masters of Science in Nutritional Sciences.
Timothy E. Bartness, Master of Science in Agronomy.
Ariel Elise Kozlowski, Masters of Science in Computer Engineering.
Jian Chang Lee, Master of Science in Industrial Engineering.
Adam Israel Kaplan, Masters of Science in Aerospace Engineering.
Guang Yu Ho, Master of Science in Industrial Engineering.
Christopher Joseph Reese, Masters of Engineering in Systems Engineering.
Jesus A. Acosta Camargo, Master of Science in Animal Science.
Brandy Joe Bolting, Masters of Education in Education.
Bridge M. Moreland, Master of Business Administration in Business Administration.
Ashley Lynn Nelson, Masters of Education in Education.
Benjamin Allen Rankin, Jr., Master of Engineering in Information Assurance and Computer Engineering.
Daniel S. Diaz Martinez, Masters of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering.
Matthew William Schramm, Master of Science in Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering.
Brianna Lynn Marmur, Masters of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Brenda K. Welch, Master of Education in Education.
Rajendra Panparatkalak, Masters of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Rachel Lynn Gross, Master of Accounting in Accounting.
Zhenwan Q, Masters of Science in Electrical Engineering.
Angela M. McMahon, Master of Science in Information Systems.
Dao Yang Lim, Masters of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Jennifer Lynn Rismone, Master of Accounting in Accounting.
Gabriel F. Bravo Palacios, Masters of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Carolyn Denise Barlow, Master of Education in Education.
Andrea Nicole Lowe, Masters of Arts in Teaching and Science Education.
Jessica Marie Short, Master of Science in Statistics.
Vincent A. Brazelton, Masters of Science in Genetics.
Chun Yang, Master of Engineering in Electrical Engineering.
Chen Peng, Masters of Science in Statistics.
Pratik Chatterjee, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering.
Aretha Gori-Javalu, Masters of Science in Computer Science.
Michael Allen Kapler, Master of Science in Human-Computer Interaction.
Vidushi Sukwal, Masters of Science in Computer Science.
Xiao Yun Zhao, Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering.
Krishna Chayana Yalanachili, Masters of Science in Computer Science.
Vijay Shankar Karangula, Master of Science in Information Systems.
Jiaxi Jian, Masters of Science in Civil Engineering.
William John Siffin, Master of Education in Education.
Congratulations to all those receiving their master's degree today. We take great pride in your accomplishments.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of undergraduate degrees and the awarding of diplomas. Will all of the candidates for the bachelor's degree please rise? President Leith, these candidates have successfully completed their prescribed curricula in their respective colleges. They've been recommended by the college faculty and the faculty senate, and they are approved by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, for the bachelor's degree.
in recognition of the satisfactory completion of your studies in your respective colleges, and by the authority granted to me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer upon you your bachelor's degree. As is tradition, I ask that all bachelor's degree recipients move their tassels from the right side to the left side of their cap. Congratulations to our graduates.
Candidates from each college will walk to the side stairs, up the platform, and across the stage to be recognized. We will begin with the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Dean Wendy Winterstein will present the college's student marshal to President Leith.
President Leith, Provost Wickert, it is my privilege to present to you the student marshal from the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Shane Bozhart. Shane graduates today with a bachelor's degree in agricultural systems technology. Shane's examples of perseverance and service are a model for others. He completed a community college degree, enrolled at Iowa State University, completed 2 industry internships, and still found time to pay it forward. Shane helped fellow students succeed as a peer mentor in the Department of Ag and Biosystems Engineering. He volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, Food at First, and 8 Days of Hope in Alabama and Mississippi. Shane plans to work in the field of precision agriculture. Jenny Mackin, Shane's advisor, is his escort. Please join me in congratulating Shane Bozhart, and congratulations to all of our graduates.
Emily Marie Strong.
John Alexander Lopez.
Michelle Marie Cuevas.
Samantha Marie Trail.
Peter Wesley Woodman.
Benjamin Daniel Samek.
Natalie Marie Holtz.
Bianca Lee Frank.
Kayla Lynn Noble.
Tyler Dean Kraft.
Madison Rose Schulte.
Stephen Jean Greiger.
Alyssa Michael Cothey.
Darby Shea Rosier Sheehan.
Briar Lee Tenold.
Brianna K. Kelu.
Kenneth Jenkins.
Jessica Rose Colvin.
Michael J. Becker.
Lauren Elizabeth Barker.
Caitlin Lee Coughlin.
James Raleigh Howard.
Ethan B. Sprung.
Jessica Lisette Sanchez.
Weston Cole Baker.
Abigail Stacy Peterson.
Douglas M. Tody.
Kaylee Ann James.
Michael Philip Porter.
Joel Thomas Bauer.
Kelsey Nicole Peterson.
Christina Marie Grubbs.
Paige Marie Mercer.
Michaela Ann Zager.
Allison Lee Grossi.
Gage Vanden Fiskus.
Kyle Ben Rothstein.
Jennifer Lee Walter.
Michael Tracy Ryerson.
Zachary R. Kalavska.
Cheyenne Marie Ide.
Andrea Denise Hodgson.
Emma Ann Nelson.
Bailey Deanna Ryling.
Sarah Marie Daisy.
Brandon Michael Holme.
Susan Marie Crewman.
Garrett Joseph Nolte.
Cody Hans Clausen.
Natalie May Brace.
Mikhail Markov.
Bailey Christine Giddings.
Javier Antonio Cruz.
Nicholas David Anken.
Adam Christopher Gerling.
Nathan Carl Rising.
Eric Lee Sellers.
Alexander Joseph Klein.
Julie Ann Perrault.
Andrew John McCarthy.
Jennifer Lynn Lilo. Melissa Jo Larson.
Angelica Marie Westner.
Tyler Wayne Stahl.
Joshua Stephen Bobst.
Mark Curtis Stender.
Emihiarai Marquine.
Cole Dean Hopkins.
Maria Del Mar Melendez and Nodan.
Sean Andre Turner.
Brian Michael Jave.
Jia Chang Tian.
Alicia Jo Renee King.
Malachi J. Cancom.
Michael D. Richardson.
Montana LaRae Smith.
Drake Alexander Falcon.
Nicholas S. Davis.
Laney Lynn Beeftick.
Mitchell Matthew Mickle.
Megan Lauren Klaus.
Angelica Danelle Banks.
Drew M. McLennan.
Mary Nijeremy Kimani.
Adam Julius Johnson.
Tyler James Harris.
Brian Joseph Gill.
Edward Kibet Kemboy.
Adam N. Hansen.
Kylie M. Berg. Olivia Michelle Sippy. And now, graduates from the College of Business. Dean David Spaulding will present the college's Student Marshal to President Leith.
President Leith, the College of Business Student Marshal today is Rachel Lobianco. She is escorted by Eric Smith, Lecturer of Supply Chain Management. Rachel is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Supply Chain Management and Finance and a minor in Spanish. Following graduation, she'll work for W.L. Gore in their supply chain rotational program. Rachel's involvement in the College of Business included competing in national supply chain case competitions, studying abroad in Spain, acting as a business ambassador, and traveling to China on a live supply chain case study where she and her classmates traced a product from the manufacturing facility in China all the way back to the Target store here in Ames. And the product they followed was a spatula. Rachel is thankful for the opportunities Iowa State has given her and for the professors, friends, and family who made her ISU experience extraordinary. She is looking forward to adventures yet to come. Congratulations to Rachel and all the graduates from the College of Business. The faculty members and I wish you all great success in your future endeavors.
Connor Michael Almazi.
Sarah Kathleen Olson.
David Edward Moore.
Sarah Pearl Brandenburg.
Brian Chung Win.
Catherine Jean Speltz.
Walter Pascal Hall.
Mary Rita Worthington.
Timothy Daniel Sauer.
Dylan Joseph Gosinger.
Connor S. Hankey.
Tyler Jean Joss.
Madison Renee Larson.
Sarah Christine Reeve.
Elliot James Frey.
Jamie Elizabeth Bonhart.
Kevin Edward Harkins.
Kimberly Jill Lennon.
Eric Michael Kubota.
Laura Beth Garrett.
Nicholas Eli Walsh.
Ajoa Sika Yaseman Anidali.
Isaac Andrew Walsh.
Felista Muthani Njenga.
Bailey Chang.
Paige Nicole Peterson.
Daniel J. M. Jorgensen.
Lanoon Elizabeth Valez.
Carly Rebecca Walker.
Jessica Nguiano.
Erin Marie Hefner.
Gina Ahmed Chabadiata.
Clark Harvey Lawton.
Trevor James Courtier.
Cale Dustin McMartin.
Francisco Rafono Chacez.
Paul Champagnechik.
Sarah Elizabeth Dvorak.
Patrick Anthony Turvin.
Karen E. Brinkmeyer.
Patrick Carl Christensen.
Maximilian J. Van Ley.
Christopher Dean Reinhardt.
Anthony Louis Lavorto.
Taylor M. Hubacher.
Megan Francis Peterson.
Charles James Kohler.
Michael F. Hosbeck.
Michael Jarvis Ross.
Kaylee Ann Zimmerman.
Zachary Allen Westfall.
Caitlin Brown.
Dinusa Musa.
Niall J. Jacobus.
Yanbing Shu Davis.
Hannah Victoria Nelson.
Michael James Tuttle.
Wendy Tesau.
Michael Jeffrey Talbot.
Jake Thomas Smith.
Sarah Ann Collins.
Rodney Wade Campbell.
Megan Lee Rice.
Brienne Greiman.
Matthew John Lagaman.
Zachary John Edwards.
Kelsey Ray Duff.
Matthew Emard.
Marcus P. Hemphill.
Chelsea Lynn Spencer.
Simon Joseph Gall.
Colby Sierra Generic.
Thomas Christopher Bricks.
Thomas Gordon Enquist.
Benjamin Patrick Ford.
Dylan S. Guest.
Mark Charles Rissman.
Hong Zhe Tang.
Zhou Suao.
Xu Liu.
Jonathan Avalos Valdez.
Melissa Gia Guiton.
Christopher Allen Lewinstra.
Jose Luis Perez Estrada.
Jacob Nelson Vanderslice.
Preston Robert Griegel.
Christopher Nathan Miller.
Mitchell David Dorothy.
Jonathan David McNear.
Seth Paul Shirianko.
Nathaniel Kiptu Ketter.
Daniel David Jacobson.
Scott Neil Ripke.
Jared Michael Schaben.
Jiyoung Lin.
Trent M. Hollisberg.
Kuning Hu.
Chelsea Jean Benek.
Che Chang.
Joseph James Driscoll.
Gabriela Davila.
Julie Ann Watermiller.
Ronan Sun.
Patrick John Garrity.
Yi Chong Shen.
Jing Wang.
Chi Chong.
Lan Feng.
David William Zappa.
Pishang Lu.
Andrew Joseph Millman.
Holly K. Meisenberg.
Reed William Nedved.
Caitlin Marie Prignitz.
Tanner Zachary Dirks.
Adam Patrick Lynch.
Colby James Krieger.
Nicholas Mark Murfed.
Jeremy Allen Jacobson.
Jackson Haley Daughtery.
Anna G.
Alexander Christopher Rodig.
Faisal Hakim Abrahim.
Yifei Bai.
Jidan Dong.
John P. Hogan.
Fong Kai Liu.
Allison D. Sheets.
Hestia Satika.
Laruru Chen.
Amavi Antoine Nachu.
Selena Shansha Yoon.
Zhao Yi Yang.
Julie Zhao.
Da Chen.
Bear Zhang.
Zilun Zhang.
Xu Zhang.
Sai Qi.
Sheng Jing.
Leng Leng Gao.
Long Song Q.
And now, the College of Design. Dean Luis Rico Gutierrez will present the college's student marshal to President Leith.
President Leith, Provost Wickert, it is my privilege to present to you the student marshal from the College of Design, Mariangeli Iglesias Pena. She's escorted today by Steve Harnstead, University Professor from the Department of Industrial Design. Mariangeli is graduating magna cum laude with a Bachelor of Industrial Design degree and a minor in digital media. A native of Carolina, Puerto Rico, Mariangeli is the daughter of Maria Pena. Mariangeli was on the Dean's list for 5 semesters. She studied in Italy with the College of Design Rome program in the summer of 2013. She completed the 10-week summer program for interdisciplinary research and education through the Virtual Reality Application Center and Human-Computer Interaction program in the summer of 2015. She also worked for ISU Dining for 2 years and was a member of the Game Development Club on campus. Mariangeli chose Steve Harnstead as her faculty escort because he provided encouragement and flexibility in the classroom and is one of the most approachable faculty members she has met. Mariangeli will begin graduate study in January in the master's program in Human-Computer Interaction in Iowa State. Congratulations to Mariangeli and congratulations to all graduates, especially those from the College of Design. Congratulations.
Brenda Ann Balcom.
Richard Joseph McGowan.
Tanatswa Estina Tavazida.
Lauren Jessica Whetstone.
David Allen Stubblefield.
Jordan William Roush.
Aaron Robert Cothy.
L'Oreal Catherine Weiss.
Joseph Christopher Surdam.
Justin Nicholas Monaco.
Daniel Allen Osaba.
Easy Yu.
And now, the College of Engineering. Dean Sarah Rahala will present the college's student marshal to President Leith.
Dr. Leith, Provost Wickert, it is my privilege to present the student marshal from the College of Engineering, Michael Hofer. He's escorted by Dr. Matthew Frank, an associate professor in industrial and manufacturing systems engineering. Michael is graduating with a major in industrial engineering and is a concurrent master's degree student. Michael has been very involved on campus, receiving the President's Leadership Initiative Award, serving in several positions for the ISU government of the student body, including as vice president, as president of the Freshman Council, and as a seminar leader for the Freshman Honors Program. Michael has been on the Dean's List every semester, inducted into Tau Beta Pi and Cardinal Key Honor Society. He served as a Destination Iowa State team leader 3 times, tutored students, and held a teaching assistant position. He has completed multiple internships at Xerox Incorporated, Rockwell Collins, and Boeing, and conducted a study abroad research project in Germany. Michael will return to Boeing next summer and complete his master's degree the following fall. Michael, congratulations, and congratulations to all of the graduates of the College of Engineering.
Mingjia Lu.
Christopher J. Hildreth.
Veronica A. Montino Peraza.
Ethan Thomas Orth.
Sheba Abraham Chikaral.
Ward Ahmad Shabayata.
Brady Philip Dingledine.
Matthew Scott Sedelar.
Robert William Gordon Wright.
Jonathan L. Klein.
Gavin Patrick Smith.
Olivia Ray Wilson.
Bryce Eugene Ruska.
Chelsea Chandler Lindelof.
Aisha Nagano Noraizano.
Charles Anthony Haley.
Nornashkita Mansour.
Kevin T. Silver.
Chen Xiao Mao.
Thang Kim Jong.
Joshua Peter Simon.
Alec James Walzak.
Bo Mark Johnson.
Joseph Andrew Neer.
Nicholas G. Goner.
Miles Alexander Snyder.
Catherine Nicole Whiten.
Cody Wayne Carleton.
Jesse John Mollers.
Joseph David Sampson.
Michael Olson Romero.
Zach Torres.
Ufamaragne Ekoba.
Aiden Christopher Gary.
Sabdiel Alejandro Reyes Miranda.
Jake David Sedan.
Thomas Pirom Teeve.
Ryan Christopher Woody.
Ian Daniel Pierce.
Gabriel Elijah Rios.
Jacob Brian Koenig.
Aaron Reyes.
Jonathan Michael Siefkis.
Douglas James Schmidt.
Nathan Lawrence Witzel.
Kyle Pauls.
Seth Allen Schmidt.
Brett Barrett Sullivan.
Kyron Sudhir Rene.
Kevin Yang Fook Chong.
Sohei Ramesh Shoryanavanshi.
Alex Benjamin Jensen.
Lindsay Jane Beery.
Brant Michael Walsh.
Peyton James Goodrich.
Dylan Kane McDowell.
Corey Snooks.
Glenn A. Van Stalduin.
Shane Edward Thompson.
Mitchell Logan Parr.
Jacob Edward Olstad.
Michael W. Albright.
Timothy Hayes Howell.
Marcus Andrew Herrera.
Sarab Minocha.
McKinney James Geiger.
Andrew J. Giles.
Bradley Richard Gipple.
Carter Allen Gibson.
Patrick Michael Watts.
Charles Anthony Cost.
Trenton Lundy Smith.
Kevin Jonathan Groff.
Kyle Alexander Lawson.
Jacob Adam Moyer.
Daniel Satao.
Abdullah J. Y. A. Al Sultan.
Olivia Marie Vogelsberg.
Yi Chiang Liu.
Nathan Robert Fisher.
Brandon Wayne Kepke.
Nicholas Hale.
Charles J. Milius.
Joseph N. Flott.
Caleb D. Schultz.
Jared Michael Bowen.
Alicia J. Smith.
Patrick Forrest Williams.
Andrew C. Hutchinson.
Malcolm Andrew Kelly.
Jake Anthony Stafford.
Timothy L. Keiss.
Justin Timothy Gravy.
Lauren Angela Foxwell.
Austin Paul McKeever.
Derek Samuel Kreidler.
Sean Patrick Finn.
Brandon Lee Klosterman.
Eric James Williams.
Andrew Charles Fredrickson.
Logan Richard Thomas.
Justin Michael Theed.
Matthew R. Anderson.
Alexander Thomas Gatzi Lois.
Morgan Erafri Kleiser.
Elliot Jacob Newton.
Ryan C. Himmelblow.
Tyler James Clemens.
Nicholas Lee Cervantes.
Alexander Lee Skeen.
Evan David Krager.
Emmett Lee Conrad.
Austin Wayne Jess.
Brian Joseph Van Ordal.
Brian Jacob Moran.
Jeffrey Ryan Greiner.
J.T. Young.
Kyle Robert Nimrod.
Evan Lucas Basek.
Benjamin Michael Worrell.
Clayton Douglas Wright.
Blake Thomas Peterson.
Mark Richard Mendick II.
Matthew James Erickson.
Matthew Thomas Petrin.
Rebecca Ann Gunther.
Austin McKinley Benson.
Corona V. Kankowski.
Levi H. Powell Littler.
Ryan Christopher Walker.
Lucas Allen Wilson.
Shena Shajid Patel.
Nicholas Paul Beckman.
Brian Robert Fisher.
Will Christian Savage.
Zachary Charles Miller.
Wei Yi Lim.
Braden Charles Lang.
Juan Ling Lee.
Nicole Marie Lockard.
Zi Hyun Chow.
James Douglas Leon Yenser.
J. Dean Manguni Garcia.
Weekend Hong.
Ryan Thomas Nelson.
Andrew DeLong Barker.
Caleb Dirk Rasmussen.
Ebby Ethelbert Joseph.
Jia Jiang Wun.
Andrew Tu Atward.
Kai Yuan Gui.
Patrick W.J. Schomer.
Yi Liang Yu.
Eric Michael Carlson.
Gun Chi Lee.
Anthony Lauren Miller.
Sing Po Lee. Yi Er Teo.
Grace Lisa Gowan.
Luke A. Whistler.
Antron
Roger A. Steinforth.
Daniel Jordan Harder.
Kyle Anthony Eganhouse.
Andrew Robert Groschbach.
Michael James Burkle.
Lucas Lee Bauer.
Cody Nicholas Stoltz.
Jackson D. Johnson.
Spencer Eugene Langton.
Reagan Michael Parker.
Scott Craig Johnson.
Wyatt Alex Hagan.
Trevor J. Von Wy.
Sarah Jean Kuniko.
Matthew Dennis Hearn.
Arturo Cruz.
Michael John Becker.
Logan Cole Johnson.
Lauren M. Kokis.
Zooey Jade Eagle.
Marta Suker.
Brittany Ann Borup.
Bailey Ann Richardson.
Mariah Lee Richardson.
Carla Enid LeBron.
Catherine Elizabeth Walter.
Alexander John DiLorenzo.
David J. Pfeiffer.
Jared L. Hetzler.
Joseph Michael Gangestad.
Jonathan Michael Hope.
Paul Thomas Gregory.
Ira Mitchell.
Zachary Robert Heathman.
Ryan Eric Youngdahl.
Wesley James Bruland.
Alex G. Vogt.
Kishan Patel.
Levi Chase Jorgensen.
Justin D. Vandentop.
Kevin Joseph Thompson.
Gary Michael Costa.
Colton Dean Hoffman.
Kevin Moore Carringston.
Michael David Bell.
Therese Mavis Ohms,
Jacob Mazanik,
Ryan Michael Freeman,
Kyle Christopher Kraus,
Julie Catherine Batel,
Rashid Ahmed Al-Husami,
Joshua Trijo Moreno,
Rashid Al-Razuki,
Jonathan Danilo Banquez,
Danielle Marie Baranski,
David Iniskios,
Charlie Thomas Felmley,
Joel Ibarra,
Siavash Faizada Asadi,
Noel Aguari,
Matthew Benjamin Consor,
Peyton Elizabeth McLeod,
Ryan Robert Iberg,
Brent Michael Charlo,
Timothy Dale Wallace,
James John Anderson,
Skylar A. Walsh,
Austin Craig Hillinger,
Philip John Brotherton,
Gang Soon,
Nathan R. Erickson,
Preston W. Potas,
Taylor Carl Ringenberg,
Emmett Knott,
Colton Tyler Langwell,
Jacob Bertram,
Mark H. Grundeman,
Thomas Edwin Schwader,
Brittany Ann Duffy,
Thomas Robert Snyder,
Fatima Aftab,
Thomas Peter Harmit,
Calvin Lee Vernon,
Kyle Michael Granat,
David William Johnston,
Kyle William Stryker,
Elizabeth Pearl Clarkin,
Robert McLean Marsoff,
Jennifer Marie Nixon,
Jacob A. Larson,
Kevin Edward Ranney,
Mitchell A. Behrens,
Britta Marie Sortland,
Tanner Charles Lewis,
Sarah Elizabeth Files,
Benjamark Segan,
Deborah Lynn Bader,
Gabriel Jacob Larry McCoy,
Rachel Pearl Morris,
Charlton James Stripe,
Jason Daniel Pals,
Ella Marie Brerup,
Catherine Jane Cooley,
William Andrew Mann,
Elspeth Morgan Peterson,
Andrew Michael Wallog,
Allison M. Strawby,
Christopher Eugene Jolly,
Erica Marie Vossen,
Daniel John Weigel,
Skylar Roland Kahn,
Isaac Allen Almquist,
Sarah Ann Sprouse,
Justin Jordan Locks,
Paige Anna Walls-Wilson,
Stephen Kimmick,
Alexa M. Osher,
Brian Matthew Fuchs,
Mark Stephen Sitek,
Brett Donald Haugen,
Timothy Ryan Westrom,
Brian Lee West,
Travis John Hattery,
Chad W. Stobie,
Zachary Christian Stahl,
Clayton David Hawken,
Daniel James Clements,
Frank Shun,
Brian Javier Ortiz,
Saldine Boyreach,
Trevor Nicholas Reba,
Caitlin Lee Staines,
Kyle Anthony Brewington,
Ian Lee Story,
Hang Lee,
Logan D. Miskowitz,
Junji Fan,
Ryan Edward Vanderhoff,
1G,
Andres Philip Glesner,
Sing Yuan Zhao,
Aaron B. Peterson,
Christopher M. Sheehan,
Aaron J. Shafebo,
Ethan Wade McConnell,
Joseph Michael Meese,
Ryan Jeffrey Emerson,
Cameron Lee Johnston,
Brandon Stephen Griffin,
Tyler R. Johnson,
James Edward Slagle,
Neil Joseph Frederick,
Justin Lynn Savage,
Carson J. Root,
Jacob Harriet Voss,
Caleb Thobal Van Dyke,
Samuel T. Menzel,
Rachel C. Villarreal,
Richard Kyle Van,
Michael J. Schneider,
Braden Alexander Moores,
Yuking Wang,
Brian W. Billman,
Taylor Scott Griner,
Zachary S. Aaronholtz,
Isaac Daniel Taylor,
Travis John Regan,
Sarah M. Beaver,
Joseph Valerius Kern,
Xiaochen Luang,
Erin Christine North,
Minjiang Zhang,
Molly Catherine Jutz,
Daniel Michael Wolf,
Janelle Elizabeth Niska,
Jason L. Kreiderfield,
Sarah Elizabeth Thompson,
Jonathan R. Cunningham,
Joshua William Adringa,
Cody James Luke,
Timothy John Pickle,
Tyler Scott Westerberg,
Trevor Thomas Romanko,
Elaine Gaylor Notomi,
Cameron Gary White,
Grant David Warner,
Maxwell M. Smith,
Nathan Eric Stannerson,
Wei Jin Tae,
Monica Joan Cosbiel,
Mingda Yang,
Erica Lynn Weimer.
Yuki Song.
Vielen Chen.
Alex Ray Galmer.
Jin Hu. Guiten Zheng. Xiao Huang.
Next, the College of Human Sciences. Dean Pamela White will present the college's Student Marshal to President Leith.
President Leith and Provost Wickard, the first student to receive a diploma from the College of Human Sciences is our Student Marshal, Taylor Richardson, and she is escorted today by Ann T., Academic Advisor in Apparel Events and Hospitality Management. Taylor, from Batavia, Illinois, is graduating magna cum laude with 2 bachelor's degrees, one in apparel merchandise and design, and also in marketing. On the Dean's List every semester, Taylor sat on the college's curriculum planning committee and repeatedly earned the highest GPA in Chi Omega sorority. Taylor raised $20,000 as the fashion show's fundraising director and led a 200-member committee as senior fashion director of the student-run publication Trend magazine. Taylor was the first Iowa State student to intern with HGTV magazine. She also worked as a wholesaler at the world's largest fashion trade show for Iowa State alumnus Todd Snyder, who's owner of the successful Tailgate Clothing Company. Taylor plans to begin work in an apparel company in New York City starting in January. Please join me in congratulating Taylor and all of the College of Human Science graduates.
Megan Nicole Moritz.
Michaela A. Peterson.
Jordan Hayes Mugarura.
Cynthia Ann Grimm.
Maura Jean Matney.
Destiny Jo Taylor.
Kayla Marie Carpenter.
Tiffany Lynn Noble.
Kelsey Jade Horner.
Claire Marie Anderson.
Amanda Angelica Little.
Amanda Sue Brinks.
Destiny Christine Luchto.
Sawyer Ann Gorley.
Valerie Elizabeth Vila.
Nathaniel A. Schwartz.
Holly Lynn Radig.
Amber Lauren Jolly.
Vivian Marie De La Cruz.
Ashley A. Ayala.
Forrest Brody Kelly.
Elizabeth Ann Scarpino.
Samantha Marie Hawker.
Carrie Ann Moss.
Kira Joy Savage.
Michaela Jordan Byers.
Angela C. M. Corbin.
Taryn Ashley Kafer.
Stephanie Ray Koresh.
Allison Grace Sedor.
Jessica Luann Salzwiddle.
Mackenzie Samantha Buzard.
Whitley Joe Thomas.
Michael Rose Carlson.
Skylar Wright Gross.
Lydia Marie Simon.
Valerie Ida Patsa.
Brittany Marie Fisher.
Shuhan Jang.
A.B. Ann Byler.
Victoria June Riley.
Tanya Mae Cross.
Shannon Elizabeth Chiak.
N.G. Chow.
Jamie Lou Kyle.
So Woong Park.
Sarah Kathleen Brandt.
Sarah Sarait Nouvelle Serenius.
Madison S. Mishak.
Mackenzie L. DeYoung.
Samantha Marie Good.
Cassidy K. Kramer.
Kyle S. Josem.
Haley M. Holland.
Jessica Sarah Florek.
Julia Catherine Weimer.
Elizabeth Ann Miller.
Molly Berg.
And Kaylin Seeley.
Cliff Song.
Perry Joe Sievers.
Morgan Carol Leach.
Brooke Ellen Berg.
Sierra Nicole Richter.
Rachel Augusta Jones.
Chen Young Chong.
Tiffany Sarah Miller.
Catherine E. Matheson.
Carly Lynn Long.
Shelby Crystal Worth.
Claudia Nicole Newsy.
Amanda Brooke Barnes.
Noelle Elise Clark.
Justin James Schelling.
Jacob Thomas Tonkin.
Kelly Marie Richardson.
Shanna Pin Ingersoll.
Shay Marie Lynch. Samma Reed Nichols.
And now, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Dean Beata Schmidtman will present the college's student marshal to President Leith.
President Leith and Provost Wickert. The first student to receive a diploma from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is our student marshal, Grant Rohaj. Grant is escorted by Dr. Kathleen Hilliard, Associate Professor and Director of Graduate Education for the Department of History. Grant is graduating magna cum laude with a major in history. That alone is remarkable. What makes his success even more remarkable is that Grant is a student athlete. He played football as quarterback for the Iowa State Cyclones, and that means long hours training and preparing mentally and physically. He received multiple awards for his academic excellence and earned a reputation for making an impact in and out of the classroom. He is known by his fellow students, faculty, and staff for his ability to lead and inspire. He sets an incredible example and makes people around him want to be better. Faculty attribute Grant's academic success to his relentless commitment to learning and research and the pursuit to answers to difficult questions. Grant will continue his studies as a graduate student at the State University of New York at Buffalo, pursuing a master's degree in education studies. Please join me in congratulating Grant and all the other graduates from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Marie Anderson.
Brett Davis Meters.
Anthony Glenn Mosher.
Quentin Bundridge.
Charles Joseph Peasley.
Ariel R. Gilbert.
Wilder E. Melendrez.
Kelsey Ann Rened Fleisch.
Megan Lee Sill.
Siu Liu.
Carly Nicole Kinnear.
Yi Shun.
Glissa Marie Dulce.
Jihong Su.
Jennifer Adele Keys.
Niall Alexander Sutton.
Michelle C. Williams.
Andrew Edward M. Lockhart.
Pamela Lynn Saturn.
Julie Catherine Wiseman.
Lyra Abbas Foss.
Allison Marie Randall.
Jasmine Irene Santiago.
Kelsey Alexandra Fleming.
Jordan Richard Smith.
Mackenzie Ann Pichong.
Kobe Allen Moores.
Olivia Nicole Diggs.
Kyle Richard Strom.
Brian Jean Klauenberg.
Brian Nicholas Luck.
Khalid Taha.
Jong Chung.
Matthew Lee Little.
Hanbo Chen.
Matthew Stewart Bear.
Stephen Patrick Ortiz.
Joseph Ray Baker.
Courtney Lynn Homan.
Nathan J. Fredoff.
Madeline Jo Neerhoff.
Corey James Barnish.
Michaela L. Ahrens.
Vijay Luang.
Patrick Ryan Farrell.
Rachel Ann Van Roekel.
Jessica Renee Portal.
Nathan John Schultz.
Kevin David Dorsman.
Daniel Colson Hurst.
Kelsey Ann Schmidt.
Emily Annette Derlin.
Holly Michelle Preer.
Connor Martin Coots.
Danielle Elizabeth Winter.
Zachary Scott Paschel.
Damian Renee Emilian.
Moses Powell Eckstein.
Philip Thomas Sears.
Kelvin Haidek Yacht.
Samuel Francis Johnson.
Hanan Shami Assad Masood.
Drew Braden Barker.
Courtney Ertl.
Leland P. Mosh.
Brian Robert Day.
Wesley Robert Akise.
Winterd R. Buher.
Mark David Specht.
Jiaying Li.
Kennedy Nicole Graham.
Ziyi Ta.
John Patrick Cruz.
Kristen Thomas Lopez.
Michaela Lynn Kendall.
Megan May Gall.
Nicole M. Vance.
Michelle Ann Schoening.
Elizabeth Marie Leonardson.
Natalie Ann Hasubrock.
Abigail Christine McNamee.
Liang Gan.
Carly A. Christ.
Menu Queen.
Paige L. Day.
Seth Noel Jansen.
Jacob Francis Cool.
Gerald Ellis Brightman Richardson.
Ontario Drayton.
Christopher A. Handel.
Kendall Gregory Hernandez.
Ashley Mae Johnson.
Kevin T. Holford.
Owen James Ballard.
Alex Matthew Soul.
Austin Jeffrey Koss.
Nicole Nadine Baker.
Laura Marie Elk.
Ryan Joseph Morrison.
Jayla C. Trusk.
Jake Brian Sargent.
Chase Connor Prouty.
Joseph Anthony Amadeo.
Michael David Ungi.
Kenneth Earl Lynn.
Peng Yu.
Desiree Lexus Trammell.
Kun Chen.
Emily Elizabeth Bockham.
Eulaine Marie Downey.
Catherine Elizabeth Palmer.
Brooke Helen Cochran.
Ariel Renee Harness.
Samantha N. Thurn.
Shelby Joe Aberson.
Maria Ann Hennis.
Miles John Conlon.
Cameron Alina Williams.
Ian Lamar Sheets.
Zheng Li Wang.
Kayla Ann Gallick.
Zachary Plata.
Dexter Rose Hop.
Natalie Rochelle Trott.
Jacob Aloysius DeWitt.
Samantha Victoria Lang.
Timothy A. Hackett.
Gina Lynn Elizabeth Hoke.
Madison M.J. Schrader.
Samuel Peter Van der Enderud.
Garen Michael Stratton.
Zachary Thomas Barnes.
Mariah A. Anderson.
James Edward Splitter III.
Chloe Kathleen Judas.
Ethan H. Olson.
Lindsay Marie Hostert.
Stephanie S. McGrew.
Joey Ka Potan.
Haley Lynn Galligan.
Megan Alice Mullen.
Alexander J. Clintworth.
Derek T. Puffett.
Brittany L. Thong.
Nur Husna Izati Shefai.
Marcy Ann Lessman.
Bun Song Jung.
Asata Caldwell.
Jennifer Lane Metzger. Alexandra Nicole Syme. Julian Lynn Manzo. Dana Annette Melcher.
On behalf of the entire university, I extend my sincere congratulations to all of our graduates. We wish you the very, very best upon graduation and look forward to hearing from you about your future accomplishments. Now, at this time, it's my pleasure to present to you Dr. Jeffrey Johnson, Laura and Russ Talbot, endowed President and CEO of the ISU Alumni Association, who will welcome you as Iowa State's newest alumni.
Congratulations, members of the class of 2015, on your graduation from Iowa State University. You are now mine. It is hard to believe that at 1:30 p.m. today, you entered Hilton Coliseum as candidates for a degree. And looking at my clock, at exactly 4 o'clock, President Leaf declared you the newest graduates of Iowa State University. You are now Cyclones for life. You see, there's a distinct difference between being graduates and being alumni. Graduates simply hold a degree from an institution. Alumni, on the other hand, hold two things: a degree from and affection for their alma mater. It is my hope that every member of the class of 2015 views himself or herself as alumni of this prestigious institution. The staff and board of directors of the ISU Alumni Association are proud of you, and we are ready to work with you during the next chapters of your Iowa State and life adventures. In May of 2014, I became a graduate of Iowa State University, receiving my PhD. And while I am proud to be an Iowa State graduate, I am most proud of the fact that I'm a first-generation alumnus of this awesome university. As an alumnus, I have chosen to be a life member of the association as a way to express my loyalty to and pride in Iowa State University. As an alumnus, I also became an association member because I wanted Iowa State to know that it has me as a life partner, but I'm also a life critic. You see, as a member, I have positioned myself to applaud Iowa State's successes and challenge it where I feel it can do better. So here are my simple but heartfelt messages to you and all other alumni, parents, friends, faculty and staff and colleagues listening to me. Be Iowa State proud wherever you land. Don't ever be ashamed of the cardinal and gold. Through the highs and the lows, this will always be your university. Keep in mind that Iowa Staters are everywhere. Today, you can become one of the more than 250,000 Iowa State alums that are living in all 99 counties of Iowa, the 50 states of the U.S., and in one of more than 140 countries worldwide. These individuals are committed to staying connected to each other, assisting you, and also supporting this great institution. I will expect no less from each of you. Place something Iowa State on your vehicle. Might I recommend an alumni member decal, as well as showcase something Iowa State in your place of work and your home or apartment, and wear Iowa State apparel whenever possible. I want you to use every opportunity you can to make yourself and Iowa State more visible. But more importantly, these are great ways to begin networking with and maybe run into those unexpected Iowa State connections. Become volunteers in your community, wearing Iowa State clothing all the times that you volunteer. It's what we Cyclones do. We volunteer and we wear clothes. Come back and visit. Keep us up to date on where you are and how you're doing. Stay involved with your college or serve as an advisor for a club or an organization that you were active with during your time here at Iowa State, or assist us with legislative, student recruitment, or mentoring efforts. Consider making a gift to an area of the university that you would like to support. Don't hang up on me when I call, delete my emails when I write, throw my letters in the trash, or avoid answering the door when I come for a cup of coffee. Remember, you and I are friends for life. And finally, express your pride in Iowa State by joining the association. Besides showing your pride through membership, you also gain 24/7, 365 days annual access to the online alumni directory that will put you in contact with Iowa Staters living in your community, on your street, employed at your place of work, studying in the university where you will be doing graduate or professional studies, or even places that you vacation. As a member, you will receive Visions, magazine, our electronic newsletter Newsflash, the annual events calendar, access to local alumni clubs, and the opportunity to gather with other Cyclones at sports bars around the country and cheering on your favorite team. There are so many other benefits available to you in terms of local and national discounts, access to alumni events, networking tools, and the sense of pride knowing that you are supporting future generations of Iowa Staters. So in closing, please know that dues are only $30 to become a member. If you become a member today, here's my deal for you. My wife Peggy and I, along with Ag Engineering alumnus Laverne Fadley, class of 1967, have teamed up to pay for a second year of membership for the first 20 alumni of your class who become Alumni Association members by 5 p.m. today. In other words, you will be a member for 2 years, with one of those years being funded by us. And if you prefer to become a life member, that cost is only $640. Again, we'll give you another discount. We'll take advantage of all those other time efforts. But the most important thing I end with is this. Today, you will get to participate in a new commencement tradition. After the platform party leaves the stage and before you leave your seats, you will join with the band in a celebratory act commemorating this occasion. When you hear the band play Sweet Caroline, let's decorate this place with the streamer tubes that you will be given and join in the singing of Sweet Caroline as new alumni of Iowa State University. Again, your Alumni Association board and staff, as well as the entire university, looks forward to serving you. And I also hope to see many of you at the Alumni Center for the post-commencement reception for refreshments and photos. Again, congratulations, happy holidays, stay in touch, and remember, you are Iowa State for life.
Thank you, Jeff. We're now nearing the conclusion of the fall commencement ceremony, and I want to offer my personal congratulations to all of today's graduates and to extend my thanks to the many people who have played such an important role in this tremendous achievement. I again want to thank Dame Dion Julius for being our commencement speaker and congratulate her on receiving an honorary degree. I also want to congratulate Mr. Eugene Sukup on receiving an honorary degree today. To our graduates, congratulations. We are very proud of you and we look forward to what you will contribute as leaders of our businesses, professions, communities, and the world. Before we close today, we also wish to recognize the hard work of those who made this day possible: faculty members, advisors, and the fathers, mothers, grandparents, sisters, brothers, spouses, partners, children, and many friends who have supported these graduates. I ask the graduates now to please rise and look to your family and friends in the audience and say thank you. I now ask the audience to rise. I ask you, the family and friends of these wonderful graduates, to show them your support. Will all of you please remain standing as we conclude our commencement ceremony and as the platform party recesses. Thank you all for being part of this very important and significant occasion. And now, with the singing of the Bells of Iowa State by graduating senior Philip Sears, I pronounce the fall 2015 commencement at a close.
Please join me in singing the Bells of Iowa State. The words can be found on the back of your program, like you need them.
For crown of
Congratulations to our graduates.